Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Azine Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you are having a great Sunday. Yes. So today, of course, Sunday, a day after the whole razzmatazz of the party and everything. It was a normal day in the Big Brother house. The nominated housemates were getting groomed, hair done, looking all beautiful and handsome. Nothing much really happened up until like 5 minutes before the eviction, and voila, Big Brother decided to summon all of them to the lounge. And guess what happened? Two housemates actually received a strike. The first housemate to receive a strike was Mercy. Now, remember in my last video, I told you that Mercy actually said a lot of things to Ike while they were doing their Bonnie and Clyde relationship, and she was, cursing him out. And she actually threw something at him, and because of that, she received a strike, which Big Brother termed to be provocation and violence. The second strike has been a topic of debate up until now on Twitter and on Instagram. The second strike was given to Tacha. Yes. And it came as a shock and as a surprise to everybody because judging from the last time she was given a strike, she's been kind of adjusting herself. And why was she issued a strike? Okay, Big Brother terms it as constant disregard of Big Brother's rules and being disrespectful to both Big Brother and Ebuka. I think that was how he said it. Some clips were shown, and obviously when Tacha was called to the diary section, that's what is in the clip when Tacha is being called to the diary room, and she kind of delays, she's nonchalant about it before she gets there. And even when Ebuka asked her some questions, she was like, okay, like when Ebuka asked her a question, and she said why, because why has a long tail and two something, which was kind of hilarious. And because of that, and threatening to harm someone, and that was because of that Joe incident. And Big Brother said, according to his rule book section, is it section 14, subsection something, the guy was quoting law, Big Brother's law. At the end of the day, I thought he was about to say of the Nigerian constitution, only for him to say Big Brother's rules. I didn't know they had like a rule book that they had to follow. And because of that, Tacha was given a second strike. Do you know what that means? I'm sure you guys know. If she gets a second, in fact, she's on the same pedestal with Ike right now, because if any of them get a third strike, that's outright disqualification. Now, what's my issue with this strike? I'll tell you what's my issue with this strike. I thought this strike would have been a warning. Yes, I thought it would have been a warning, because I feel the girl has really, really tried. I've been watching her, she's really, really tried. And secondly, why I have an issue with this strike is because, okay, how do I put this? I didn't like, if you're gonna correct someone, like Biggie kind of used some degrading words in her, and I didn't like that. Just go outrightly and tell someone. Like, you didn't use those words with Mercy. Why are you using it with Tacha? That was my issue with that strike. You guys are free to comment. I'm just airing my own opinion. Was that strike? And I do not know. It's, like I said, it's Big Brother's house, Big Brother's rules, however he chooses to do it. But I feel it's gonna be creating a very big loophole for other people to take advantage of, knowing that she has this kind of edgy character, poking on her just to make her get disqualified, because they could see her as a threat. I do not know, but I feel some people are going to be taking advantage of that and throwing her open like that. I don't think. And with all these whole rules, the rules are too much in this season. Like, seriously, the rules are way too much in this season. And for Mercy's strike, I don't even think she actually did mean to harm Ike. Like, how could that plastic bottle harm Ike now? How? Like, my opinion, Big Brother's rules, Big Brother's house, I have nothing to do with it. Who am I to tell Big Brother what to do? Anyways, moving on to the eviction proper. It was a very lovely show today, because Harry Song really gave me one of most of my favorite tunes. Yes, he did sing a lot, and I enjoyed the whole traditional flair he brought to the stage. Big Brother Ebuka went on to ask the housemates. Okay, first he asked Esther about her relationship with Fraud, and she was like, it's mutual, that both of them are cool with each other, that they're getting to know each other. But my brother Fraud was not even in any mood to discuss relationship issues. He was just waiting to hear if it's safe or not. I like that guy somehow, because let me be safe first, then we can talk about relationship. Then he asked, who else did it? Okay, he asked Sadi if he thinks that anybody is hiding. He said, yeah, at first he thought Esther was hiding, but now everybody has been thrown open, so he doesn't think. Guy doesn't know that people also think that he was hiding. Anyways, what else? Okay, he asked Elizanam about the veto power thing, why he chose to save Vanita and throw Fraud under the bus. And Elizam was like, it's a game, because he and Vanita are newbies, and he thought if Vanita was up for possible eviction, she would actually get less of a chance to be saved, because she's a newbie and people are getting to know her. So what else? He also asked Diane, why she was mad at Elizam for saving Vanita and replacing Vanita with Fraud. She was like, okay, it hurts. And Ebuka was like, but you did the same thing to him the other week. And she was like, yeah, but still it hurts. And okay, now this is the interesting part. Ebuka asked Gedoni that the last time he spoke about this issue, but Gedoni made it very clear that there was no third party in his relationship with Kathy. But now we saw what happened. Like, you guys saw me ranting on the other of my video that I did, and Ebuka, I thank God he actually did clear that up, and he asked him, so what else with all the things that were happening, the discussions you keep having with Vanita, you didn't even defend Kathy, he was like, he tried his best to defend them, Kathy, that at some point he didn't want to do anything behind anybody's back. He wanted the three of them to talk about it, and Ebuka asked, did you even make any effort towards that? He said yes, but both parties disagreed. That is Kathy and Vanita. So Ebuka now asked him, so who is supposed to be your priority between the two ladies? Who is your priority? And he said Kathy. And Ebuka said, okay. And Vanita was just acting dumb, like doing like this, doing like, I wish you guys saw that video. I was like, babe, stop playing the victim every time. Seriously, stop playing the victim. It's getting outdated and annoying. Anyways, so shortly after that, Ebuka came back and he said, Gedoni, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. And that was how my brother Gedoni knelt down and thanked God. He was so happy to leave. And that shocked Kathy, But seriously, if you see the way I jumped up and was like, yes, I was so happy that Gedoni left. No, not because I'm hating on Gedoni. Please get me right. I'm not hating on Gedoni. I am never hating on anybody. But I wanted him to leave so that Kathy will have a clear chance of playing her game. The girl is strong, but this Gedoni guy is, taking away her concentration. And I'm so happy. And I'm like, I went on Twitter, guys, a lot of people were happy. A lot of people were singing and rejoicing. I'm like, me that was even rejoicing, I didn't know that people were rejoicing like that though, that Gedoni left. Anyways, so when he came out, Ebuka was like, showed him his journey through the Big Brother house. Now asked him if he thought he sold himself enough, and he said no. Ebuka was like, okay, so aside from Kathy, what else were you enjoying in the Big Brother house? People were now laughing because we all know what Ebuka meant, and I'm sure he also knew what Ebuka meant, and he said the games and all that. He said he thought, who did he even think would win? Okay, he said he thought Mike would win. He thinks Mike is gonna win the Big Brother show. And Ebuka now came back again after all the singing and all the jamboree that went on. He came back and he said, Fraud. The moment he said Fraud, my mind jumped into my stomach. Like, oh, I know Fraud has been messing up, but God, please, I don't want Fraud to leave. I really don't want Fraud to leave. And guess what? Fraud was saved. And if you see Fraud, look how man was excited. Look how man was relieved. And Esther was so happy. In fact, she was over the moon. I'm like, Esther, so you are this happy that fraud is safe. Well, why would she be? When you have a man that does everything for you, would you want him to leave? No, you wouldn't want him to leave. So she was happy, and he said Mike. Once he said Mike, I knew that Mike was going nowhere. So Mike is going nowhere. He said Mike was safe. And he said, who else did he call? And then he said Jackie. And then I said, God, please let it be Jackie. Let it be Jackie. Let it be Jackie. And Jackie was evicted. Yes. During that eviction, what really made me laugh, Tacha was a whole mood. When Gedoni left, Tacha actually stood up to go to the exit door to hug Gedoni. But when Jackie left, she just started sipping her drink. Like the look on her face, I wish I could capture that. The look on her face was priceless. Tacha is a whole mood. She didn't even care to stand up. She was just sipping her drink like she doesn't care. Like, who are you? Okay, get out, just be getting out. Anyways, a lot of people thought it was rude, but really, if you look at the relationship between the two, you will understand that it's perfectly normal. I don't think it's rude for her not to go hug her, because hey, what's the point of faking a relationship wasn't there? And when Jackie came out, she also reinstated that. She said there were a lot of negative energy, and when Ebuka asked who, she was like, you guys know who and all that. So obviously we know it was Tacha she was referring to. Ebuka asked about her relationship with Mike, and she was like, oh, it was a big brother kind of thing. He's like my big brother, that kind of thing. I'm like, excuse me, the kind of play you used to play with him, is it big brother kind of play? Anyways, I'm happy she left, because I'm sure Mike's wife will be happy, because I love people that respect boundaries. Even though yesterday, the play she was having with Mike, Mike's assistant was alert. I didn't like that. If you don't know what I mean by that, go watch the clip again. Not my clip, the clip of what happened during the play. Then you will know that the assistant was alert. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I beg. I don't want to get all into that. Anyways, when asked who she think was gonna win, she said Mercy. And yeah, judging from the chat, I'm not gonna say anybody's gonna win, because this kind of thing it changes from last season. I get to understand that when everybody is up, everybody, then you would know who actually is going to be the winner. So how people voted today: Mercy got 25 point something votes, percent votes, followed by Mike, followed by Fraud. Who knew? Now this is the surprise. Fraud topped Shay. Now a lot of people think, or used to think, that Shay was strong. Now we understand that he might not be that strong. A lot of people, or maybe people relented because they thought, okay, he's gonna scale through, or maybe he was pissing a lot of people off, or maybe because people felt that Big Brother was giving Shay some kind of preferential treatment. I do not know, but it came as a surprise to me when I saw the chart and I saw that Fraud actually topped Shay. Not just by any small. It wasn't that small. It wasn't it wasn't that small. He topped Shay, and then Shay was a fourth, followed by Diane, followed by Jackie and Gedoni. Gedoni got the poorest votes of all, and Jackie got the second poorest votes of all. So a lot of people are saying that this Big Brother season has been quite predictable. If you ask me, I would say yes. From the last eviction, I could tell it was Joe and NK that were going. The other one, I could tell it was this one. Now I could tell it was Gedoni and Jackie that were going. It's become so predictable. You would know what is going to happen. I think Big Brother, the organizer, should actually re-strategize. Don't make it seem as if you're favoring one party. Because from everything I've been saying, this, the fact that Shay didn't get a strike because of I know what happened with him and Thelma still is making a lot of people feel Big Brother is being preferential, and a lot of things are looking somehow these days. A lot of things are looking somehow that people are starting to feel like the game is not that transparent anymore. So I think they should re-strategize like they did before, come up with ways. This thing should not be predictable. Last season wasn't predictable. Who knew Miracle was going to win? At some point, who knew Sissy was going to be the second place? So I think they should re-strategize. I think that's what they should do. But guys, what do you think? Are there any surprises? For me, there weren't no surprises. And yeah, Kathy was crying. I got to understand that why she was actually crying was because Gedoni was happy leaving, and Mike had to assure her that, you know what, you've got to understand, the guy was stressed. He was taking care of you, his game, his brand. He was stressed out, so of course he might be happy, to leave. So I think Gedoni is happy to leave because he escaped the storm that Ebuka cooked up tonight. Because imagine what would have happened if he wasn't evicted, and having Kafi and Venita on his case. That would have been terrible. That would have been terrible. So guys, what do you guys think? Oh yeah, the Veto Power Challenge is coming up tonight by 10 p.m. Let's see how that goes. I will surely bring a video on that, and of course the nominations that will hold tomorrow by 7 p.m. So let's see how that goes too. So guys, thank you so much for being part of my channel. Thank you for all the love. Now I need to shout out someone. Jacob, yes, I might not really get your whole name, but Jacob, he has been so wonderful. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but Jacob, thank you so much for all the encouragement. Thank you for all the love. You have been, in fact, you're my greatest fan. Thank you. So everybody, thank you so much for being part of my channel. Thank you for helping this channel grow. Thank you so much. If you have not already subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button. If you've done that and you've not click on the notification bell, please do so. Click on the notification bell to alert you, so you know whenever I post any new videos. So guys, thank you so much for being part of my channel. Don't ask me why I'm laughing. I'm sure you don't want to know. Bye guys.